Hi there, it's Rosa. I have some good news. The collection has now 8 pieces, including that one, so I made 7. I'm really happy about them. They look really, really good. They look pretty okay. Um, I like the flow of them. I still don't know a story. Like, literally, I really don't know. I've only done a couple pictures, and that was of, I think, the first 4, maybe. So I got more to go. With a 8-piece collection, I think it's good to launch. I mean, today's Wednesday, so I want to try and launch tomorrow. We're gonna hope I can do the building of the website today, like right now. I really don't know though. I'm not sure. In all honesty, I'm not 100% confident on this guy, and I might feel better doing one of these ones instead. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Like I said, I really don't want to do a 20-piece collection. And a 20-piece collection does not necessarily mean it's going to be all of these kind of faces. You know what I mean? It means I'm going to do 20 faces and release collections around 20 faces. Yes, I do have enough reference images, but I don't know. Like yesterday, I made a couple reference images focused around fishermen because in Arkansas, it's like a fishing state. And I was trying to figure out how do I add that to it. And I came up with a couple ideas, but none of the prompts looked series, like collection worthy. They looked like they were standalones. Like this guy, he looks standalone, right? And same with these ones. They look standalone. You know, like they're not meant to be part of a collection without changing a lot of things and stuff like that. And I'm still learning how to do that. Like I don't know how to make a collection like that where everything's like completely different. When doing food, it was a storyline, or when doing food, it was like a star piece, or when doing like collections for eBay, it was a set amount of colors. Like I did do one collection on eBay that I liked, never sold any of them, you know, and it was about a set amount of things, you know, and with faces, I'm kind of like stuck in a I don't know kind of stage. And because of that, I just don't know where to go and how to get there and stuff like that. And I think that that is like a kind of a worry and a fear in a sense because I'm unsure, right? I'm unsure. I made the art, which is awesome. I'm going to launch the art this weekend, which is even more awesome. But do I feel like it has the ability to catch somebody? The eyes alone, the facial features, they're amazing. They're perfection. And I love them. I really, really do. I love them. But I also worry that they're not enough. You know what I mean? Like not enough. Like he's amazing looking, right? But so are these ones, and these ones are way more detailed and way more risky and stuff like that, and they have way more personality. But the question is, how do I get the personality out? You know, with the previous collection I was going to do, the coconut, it was a journey, you know, and I struggled with figuring out the journey, right? And then the other collection that I did was focused on another story thing, a story food thing also, you know. And then the previous one I did was a composition. Like a lot of the ones were compositions where I would pick 3 things and um, one focal point, and they would just be rotated across the 3 things, you know, which is fine and great, and it worked. But can that work with faces? And if it does work with faces, does it work with faces? I mean, I have like pastels on my face, on my shirt. Does it work with faces like it does with still life? And I don't know. I don't know how. You know, when the standard of faces is a nose, eyes, and a mouth, right? It's already three things. Yeah, I can change those things and make them different and stuff like that. But I don't know how. And I think what I'm going to end up looking at, I'm going to end up looking at NFTs and how those are made, because I know that a lot of NFTs that are made like in thousands, they have a way of making it where you have different faces and stuff, different mouths and different noses and different body parts and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to look up how those are made and how, if that's even something possible. Again, that's going to be using AI and using machine learning, because that's a big deal. It's a big difference, you know, which is the whole point, to make it where I can do it and figure it out without having to go buck wild crazy and stuff like that. If I want to make faces, I want to make characters and stuff like that. Like yesterday, because I was doing the fisherman stuff, I was like, okay, maybe I can make like a zine like that, like a paper, into a zine, and that would be the paper, right? That would be the art. And then I came up with a couple scripts, and then I had ChatGPT like put the story ideas into it, and I told it what to make and stuff like that. They came out okay. They're cute. They're cuddly. But I don't see them being sellable. They're not universal. They're like really strict. And I don't see, when I look at them, I don't see an audience for them. I made 3. I just don't see an audience for them. And that kind of defeats the purpose, because the whole point is to find an audience, right? And to find that buyer and to meet that buyer, you know? So why am I going to put any energy into that as well, right? So the good news is, and excitement is, we have our 8-piece collection ready for launching. You never know, it might be 2 more. I might do 2 more and it'll be exactly 10. Am I going to release all 8? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to take the pictures of all of them. And from there, I will use Clyde to help me define the buyer profile for it. And then once it's defined the buyer profile, I can use it to create the landing page. Once it's able to do that. So what it does is, this is the benefit of Clyde, right? As it advances, right, it's able to decipher you, right? So what it will do is I'll tell it, we need to figure out the buyer's profile, right? Help me figure this out. Help me come up with the statement behind this, right? And what I'll do is I'll upload all the pieces, all the pictures, all the pieces that I made, the actual art, you know, because they're not like the reference images at all. They're completely opposite, right? They're mine. And you can see my process in one of my shorts, right? In the short I have. Anyways, so what it will do is it will ask me questions based on that. Like, what was the emotion? It will ask me questions. I'm not telling what the questions are, because obviously it's AI and it's going to base it on what I need, right? And from those answers, it'll be able to help me come up with that profile and figure out where I want it, you know, because obviously I want to promote this launch on Facebook, right? So I need to build my buyer's profile around Facebook ads, right? I can't build my buyer's profile around something else when I need to make it around Facebook ads. And it's like, I just said, okay, you know what? I want a buyer's profile for LinkedIn also to sell these 2 businesses as bigger pieces, as statement pieces for their walls. It'll help me with that also, and help me figure that out. That's the benefit of AI and art. We're not stuck looking at our beautiful artwork and thinking, who? We're not stuck doing that anymore. We're able to really have something that already has knowledge help us define the who, even if that who is not who we thought it was in the beginning. There is no telling who my target market is going to be in yet, because I really don't know, and how it's going to work. I see it, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? You know that feeling you get when you're like, when you're smashing it, when you're like making potatoes, right? And you boil them, right? And then you realize, oh no, they're not boiled enough, right? So instead of trying to make mashed potatoes that are like nice and whippy and creamy, you're just smashing the things, smashing them, hoping they can get right. And you get exhausted because you feel like, man, if I just boiled them a little bit longer, you know? And I don't want to have to do that. I want someone to help me. And that's what Clyde can do. ChatGPT can do the same thing. It doesn't ask you questions, obviously. It's not going to get into the emotional thing. That's the difference between the two AI structures. Same thing with DeepSeek. It won't ask you questions. I think that DeepSeek is more technical, you know, but it can't do as much. And I think Clyde Code, by asking it for the buyer's information, I can use it to create the landing page. I use HTML. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so I know how to do that. So I'm able to have it coded. I'm able to tell it what I need to have fixed and stuff like that, and how I want it coded and how I want everything to look. Because I know the technology, I know the terms and stuff like that, so I'm able to do it. And that's just me saying, okay, I want it to look like this. Like, am I going to have it? I think I'll have like a dark, like nice midnighty outline for these pieces because they're so different. But yeah. 8 pieces done. Let's do the launch. Let's keep moving forward and using technology to help us move forward and help me get in a straight line. I'm excited. I don't know what the next couple are going to be. I got more faces to make before I stop it because I'm going to do more faces. Like, what? Like 12 more? 12 more? Yeah, 12 more. 12 more to go for a 20-piece whole thing, you know? Ugh, I don't know. Let's do this, y'all. Let's launch something, right? And hope for the best. See you later. Bye.